afternoon. This is the market update for buy, sell, short for Tuesday, February 4th. And we're starting off with the Dow daily chart. And after yesterday's what's the word I need? Decimation of the market, down 300 plus points. We continue to see the turmoil in the emerging markets weigh on stocks around the world because everything is so interconnected today. And down we came, and look at that. We touched the 200-day moving average and broke below it. And that gives us a 1,000-point retrace, which, if you recall from a couple of videos ago, I mentioned that used to be the common retrace during this bull market that's gone on for the last 5 or so years. It was about a 700 to 1,000 point retrace. So there we had it. And today we bounced back a little. But, you know, we've fallen for this story a couple of times last week where it looked like we'd bottom and then they flushed us out the next day. So, you know, we have what looks to be a very nice potential bottom in the market. We have an extreme negative MACD. And if you look here, going back over the last couple of years, this is the most extreme negative MACD level that we have seen during that time frame. So I, of course, view that as a potential bottoming signal. Everyone has rushed to the exits. It's been really quite ugly. RSI now under 30. And we have the jobs report coming up on Friday. And something that typically happens on jobs report is it tends to solidify bottoms in the market. If we get an update tomorrow of 100 points or more, I think it would be safe to assume that we are going to see a move back up to 16K. If you look up here at this green line, the 20-day exponential, this is a moving average that the Dow always comes back to, and we have strayed quite a distance away. We are at the lows today. We were, 700 points away from the 20-day exponential. That is quite a distance. And as you can see, the sell volume has accelerated, and, you know, it's just been ugly, ugly, ugly. 15-minute chart, you can see more of the same here. Looking at the Dow transports, not as bad of a sell-off. We did break down below the trend line and could be reversing back up as well. And the same thing for the Russell. We broke down through that December low yesterday, but we were able to close back above it today. So, you know, is the bottom in? No. Is it close? Yes, I think so. McClellan Oscillator, we are at a negative 60. I actually believe when we see this chart update tomorrow, we'll be down around that 70-plus area, which, as you know, this is the area that says odds are pretty good for a bottom in the market. This is the level where it goes, we've got a bottom. Get ready. Buy, add lower if you want to. The bottom's in. We're not quite at that level yet, but we're getting pretty damn close to it. There's been a lot of decimation out there. I've not been sending out any trading alerts because essentially we've just been trading the hot momentum that has been in this market. And even though the large cap stocks have gotten hammered, there is momentum. And, you know, there's a saying out there, something is always moving in this market. And when I talk to people who are not familiar with trading, one of the things I usually tell them is that life as a stock trader is like this. If an asteroid was hurtling towards the Earth, we would be sitting in front of our computers trading rocket stocks and bomb shelter stocks. You know, that's the business we're in. There's always something moving. And over the last couple of days, we have just been nailing it on some of these over-the-counter pot stocks. Even if you don't approve of pot, the wave of legalization is sweeping the U.S., started by Colorado. We've got 20 states now looking to legalize marijuana. D.C. just became the latest today to open the way for the legalization. And, you know, because it's been illegal, all these stocks have traded over the counter. There's almost no listed pot stocks, essentially. And these pot stocks are blowing up left and right. One that we jumped into today, REFG. They pretty much do everything, but look at this chart. If this was a NASDAQ chart, you'd be all over it. Huge breakout looming at 30 cents, 50% upside at 45 cents. Now, if you're thinking that's quite a target to have there, look what we just got on HEMP. We picked this one up in the chat room at 9 cents on Friday for a breakout move. The target was 20 cents. Today it hit 29 cents. 300% winner for us if you're in the chat room. We picked up LMCG yesterday at 2.5 cents to 3 cents. The stock hit almost 9 cents today. 300% mover, and this one just looks like it's ready to go. A break of 10 on this stock, and it can easily do what we saw hemp do. And you know, the momentum is in these OTC stocks now, and they're blowing up. And we rarely play these stocks. This is the most active I've been in the over-the-counter stocks since the dot-com days. That's you know, many years ago when the OTC market was the place to be, and it's starting to really look like those days are back again. Crazy enough to say that. LVVW, or LVVV. This is a stock we jumped into late in the day, and what these guys are doing, they have a energy bar that they sell, but they are about to launch a pot energy bar where it's actually got THC in the bars, in the energy bars. They're going to sell it at the pot dispensaries in states that it's legal. Big breakout move here. 26 cents is the target. It's almost identically set up as HEMP was today. And these stocks are getting blown up left and right. And, you know, one thing that we used to joke about, us traders, when you played the OTC market many years ago, was that whenever a sector got hot, if a company was selling, umbrellas, and the next day socks became the popular thing, the company would all of a sudden be a sock company. So now you're seeing that happen with these OTC stocks. And the great thing about OTC stocks is they don't like to release bad news when there's momentum, and they love to release press releases to hype their stocks. Another one that we got a monster move out of was FFFC. You know, it's just another one of these small little turdy ones. I don't even know what do you call this, a thousandth of a cent. But it ended up doubling for us today. And another one we jumped into in the chat room was AXXU at 21 cents today. It hit 45 cents, a 100% move. Within 30 minutes after we picked up this stock, there is just tremendous momentum out there. And when there is momentum out there, you play it. We are traders. That's what we do. Now, not to say things weren't bad. OCRX. This was a play we jumped into today because there was another stock, FURX, up. Look at this, $70 a share because their diarrhea drug worked. And OCRX had a similar drug. So what did the stock do? On teeny volume, ended up imploding. A big loss on this one. You know, this is what OTC stocks do. And OTC stocks are acting what NASDAQ stocks do. You know, so bad play there. You know, we got hurt on this one, but we more than made up for it with the mania we are seeing right now in the marijuana stocks. As for other stock plays, we've got Facebook coming up with their earnings tomorrow, which could light up some of these stocks that have gotten hammered, like INUV. Now, you recall a few days ago when I did the video, I said there was one of two approaches you could take in this market. You could go all cash and sit back and wait till this carnage in the market ended. Or B, you could sit on the stocks that you really like, the long-term plays, the stocks that you would add if they go lower, and you're okay doing that. That ended up being one of these stocks here. I mean, across the board, stocks just getting beat left and right. So, you know, if you've got any questions on plays you're currently sitting on, some of the swing plays, shoot me an email. Hit me up in the chat room. You know, tell me what price you're in, how many shares you got, and I'll let you know what I think is the best course of action if you want it. You can hit me up in the chat room, no problem. Just double click on the buy, sell, short name, and, you know, we can go from there. As I mentioned last week, all those little itty-bitty January popper plays, we're in the month of February. We're back into a new market. We're back into our regular stance, the regular way we play. You know, we're not having 50 stocks that we're going to be holding. We're going to be holding 5, 6 to 10 stocks. That's it. You know, we give them 1-2 weeks max on to the next, you know, play. Especially in a market like this. I'll give a stock a couple of days. If it doesn't start to move, I'm out, unless it's a very, very hot sector, and we just move where the momentum is, and that, that's what we do as traders. Now, long-term plays like INUV, that's a different beast altogether. This is something where you sit on and you add big dips for the inevitable bounce backs that come. The next earnings report will probably put this one really back on the market when we get another profitable earnings report from it. That might finally put it in. But again, this stock trades on Amex, which is almost worse than the OTC market. Just keep that in mind. So, that's really it for the video right now. If you can come into the chat room, come into the chat room, please. A lot of these OTC stocks, they're just not stocks I can send email alerts out on because, they could move and double by the time you get the damn email. I've tried putting some of them on the private feed that we have, so make sure you're signed up for that if you are a member. Otherwise, the pot momentum looks like it's going to continue very, very nicely tomorrow. We've got some sweet setups, as I went over earlier, like REFG. This one on a break of 30, could be just a monster mover. And LVVV looks great going into tomorrow as well. And of course, we've got our other play, MLCG, 10 break on this. MLCG, 10-cent break on this one. Boom. We're looking at a move like hemp up to the 20-cent plus area. So that's it for the video tonight, guys. Any questions, shoot me an email. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the chat room tomorrow. Have a great night. Bye.